When you talk about careers in private equity, it's very important to understand literally what's out there. So, I should have mentioned this in an earlier video, but private equity is used as an umbrella term, and very traditionally, it's meant the leverage buyout side of private equity. So, another vocabulary word, look up leverage buyout. Most recently, and I don't know the date, the year, but in most recent years, the asset classes that fall underneath the private equity umbrella have grown. Okay. So you have leverage buyouts, which are super traditional. You have venture capital, which you probably heard about. It's gotten really popular. You have growth capital. You have real estate private equity. So all of the buildings popping up and real estate booming and it's being owned by private equity firms, that happens obviously as a byproduct of private equity investments. You have private credit, private debt, secondaries, fund of funds. I mean, this thing gets deep, but the key is to understand or get an understanding of within the private equity world, what asset class do you actually want to be in? So, for example, if you want to go into real estate private equity, you could probably get a certification and find a job as an analyst and work your way up. If you want to go into leverage buyouts, you probably need to get an MBA, have some investment banking experience, and go the very traditional path. That is the very like buttoned up white guy path. Not saying nobody else can do it, obviously. Girl, boy, do whatever you put your mind to. But that path is very much traditional, especially because that has been leverage buyouts have been like the name of the game. Venture capital is not as rigid. There are more and more venture capital firms being owned by black and brown people. There are a various number of roles that you can have. Like, the thing gets deep, which is why I have like a million videos at this point. But the goal of this message is it's important to understand the various asset classes so that if you're thinking about career pathing into private equity, you're not just stuck into the leverage buyout world. Like, there's a whole nother world outside of LBOs.